not being able to provide our fair share of activity in aviation. There is no African country that manufactures aircraft. Perhaps a few have the opportunity to partner with some parts manufacturers, but I'm not really sure if we do have any. West Africa, on the other hand, does not even have a maintenance, repairs and overhaul facility that can cater for commercial jets. So we are still a little bit backward. Other regions of Africa, like the South African Development Community and COMESA in East Africa, and other places actually have been able to get some synergy, collaboration, and they have come up with a lot to support their part of the industry. For instance, the Yamoussoukro decision is actually supposed to be some sort of an open skies for Africa, and we have not taken advantage of that yet. So there's some things that I'm hoping after this 1 year, Nigeria will be able to take its position truly as not just a regional leader, but an African leader. We have the resources, we have the market, and we have the human resources as well. I mean, we have produced the second-term president of ICAO, and of course, the MD of FAN was also given the presidency of the Airports Council International. So we have people that are recognized even in the global arena when it comes to aviation, and definitely in the continental arena when you look at the AFI region. So we have what it takes. It's just left for us to put our heads together, collaborate, work together within Nigeria and with our West African partners so that we can chart a path towards sustainable development. I would say the biggest resource we have, which is why we are a force to be reckoned with, is the population. We have a market. Civil aviation is not for recreation. It is for commerce, but it also provides socio-economic benefits. It provides profitability as well. But in the grand scheme of things, the first thing we're looking at when it comes to aviation is first safety, then efficiency, and you're looking at comfort, reliability, and finally sustainability. These have to be driven by all the stakeholders in order to succeed. And that is why I think we have made some progress. There is a little bit more stakeholder engagement, even in Nigeria, than we had some years back. Security is key. I had to mention that separately, even though once you say safety, people think security should be embedded into it. But the security challenges we face now is not because of people doing unsafe practices or unapproved procedures like pilots, engineers, and air traffic controllers. It is now an external existential threat from terrorist groups and people who are out to sabotage facilities and so on and so forth. That is indeed a serious security challenge that has now been added into the mix and is actually at the forefront because it affects everything, including tourism and most especially air travel.
"33,000 feet up in the cloudless sky, passengers sitting or sleeping and probably enjoying the journey, eating a meal or powering through the movie channels. Here are 5 more weird things to think about when you fly. On land, water boils at 100 degrees. On a plane, however, the reduced pressure interferes with the boiling process and the water starts to boil at around 90 degrees. This is why it's hard to get a good tasting coffee when you're thousands of feet in the air. It's true, food does taste different when you're flying. Passengers are more dehydrated on a plane than when they're on the ground. The atmosphere dries out the mouth, nose, and also the taste buds. And as the plane climbs higher, the change in air pressure numbs about a third of the taste buds, causing food to taste bland. And that's according to experts. Each company has their own internal and unique rules. However, there's one rule identical for all of them. The first and the second pilots, without any exceptions, must eat different dishes. The first pilot eats the food given in the first and in the business class, while the second is served with separate dishes. Thereby, airlines are reducing the risk of poisoning of all crew, leaving no one to fly the plane. Samoa Air, a South Pacific carrier, was the first to announce that they were to start charging passengers based on their weight. This sparked a debate on how overweight passengers should be treated when flying. It's still a gray area, but subsequently, Southwest and also American Airlines currently state on their website that you must buy 2 seats if you cannot fit into one. The wings are designed to move in this way, and this movement is entirely normal because what is happening is that the upward and downward movements of the plane's aluminum alloy body are rippling out along the wings. The tips of a large airliner wing, which can be 30 meters long, can move up and down as much as 3 meters during flight. This may seem very worrying, but is well within their tolerance for bending. The important thing to remember is that no modern aircraft has ever been brought down by turbulence, although passengers have been injured or even killed, either because they weren't wearing seat belts and hit their heads on the ceiling, or because heavy luggage fell out of the overhead lockers. Turbulence is caused by sudden change, either in temperature or wind direction in the outside air, and is entirely normal. As for the lightning, pilots are able to avoid most storms and fly round or above them.
Find out which flight route is now the longest in history. That's a news flash. Do join us again.